Well, Linda Lundstrom, hello, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It is so nice having you here. I'm so grateful. And I'm so happy to be wearing Linda Lundstrom designed clothing. I love it.
Thank you for wearing it.
So what's the story behind what I'm wearing here today?
Well, actually, I actually brought that as a possible thing for me to wear.
And I'm wearing it.
Yeah, when I came in, I had clothes, you know, because I can never make my decision till the last minute. So I brought like almost everything I owned, along with pieces from my new collection, and that happened to sort of have your name on it. It looks great on you.
Well, I love it, and so thank you very much. And then we're wearing similar bracelets, aren't we?
Yes.
And look at the leather. You've got a leather ring that you're designing now.
Well, okay, so this is part of my new collection.
Right.
I call it soft jewelry. So when you go through the airport, they don't make you take it off because it's just leather and the leather ring.
It is soft.
And I don't know. This is my newest thing, is making things out of leather and fur. And the vest I'm wearing is made out of leather, and I've just let the natural, you know, the imperfections of the skins become part of the design. But yeah, so these come in, and it's an online business. They come in silver and gold and bronze. Fun stuff.
And it is fun stuff. And I had read somewhere you were quoted saying that you decided that you were going to break the rules with everything that you're doing with the fur now. So
yeah,
it's fun stuff. And of course, my previous guest was wearing your vest and a bracelet as well, Vanessa Matsui. So
after 34 years of being in the manufacturing business, wholesaling to retailers all across North America, I've almost gone full circle back to just making things for a very small market of a tribe, really, that appreciates what it is that I'm doing now. So what you're wearing actually represents some of the things, the jacket that I made when I had my completely coordinated line. And now I've gone to a much narrower assortment of products that I'm making in my studio. So
Linda, you have, I mean, your success story has been told many times, and there are many people out there certainly who know about you and have appreciated your clothes for some time now. But you know, like so many other, there's so many people out there that have been successful in business, and when the economic downturn happened, crises, it affected a lot of people, and this has been your story as well.
Well, you know, I've been through 3 economic downturns in my career. I started in 1974 in a 2-bedroom apartment, and there were many, many times when I didn't know if I was going to make the payroll when I started my business. But then when I came up with an iconic product, which people probably know me best for, it's called La Parka. It was a huge selling phenomenon, and it really, yeah, and it really catapulted my company into becoming a multi-million-dollar enterprise. And that's when the company was highly profitable, and I experienced great success. And I have to tell you that in terms of stress levels, being extremely successful is as stressful as being a failure in business. It's incredibly stressful in the fashion business in particular to be running a successful business, because you keep thinking, oh my God, I've got to keep this going, and there's this big machine to feed, and there are all these people that depend upon you for the income for their family, and you watch them have their kids and send them off to university, and knowing that they depend upon that job to be able to enjoy that lifestyle. And I became almost feeling like I was trapped in my own creation, if that makes any sense. I had 150 employees. We had, you know, retailers all throughout North America carrying our product line, and 3 corporately owned stores. And you know, Shannon, I believed that I was put on this earth to have that company, and I thought that that's how I would leave this earth, running that company. I really did. I had no plan B. And life intervened. Well, actually my bank intervened when they called my loan in 2008. And I had a hard time accepting, well, wait a minute, no, this is what I was put on this earth to do. So like, what's this? Like, what's this all about? And once I accepted the fact that, no, this was not my whole story. There was something else coming. And I let go of my business.
So you went bankrupt at that point?
Yes,
right.
Yes. Because it was bigger than me.
And so many people were shocked because they knew, of course.
Yeah. I was shocked too, but
right.
I really believe, and that's why I call it a faith journey, because I have a deep faith, and I know from experience that the best things that have come my way have been by some kind of divine appointment. You know, even the creation of La Parka, it came to me in a vision. I almost feel like I didn't actually design it. It was given to me and in a very clear picture, and it was like I had to make it, and it became this huge success. So I had to accept that losing my company had some part to play in the bigger story that was my life. Now, I'm a real go-getter. I'm a type A personality. So, okay, so if this isn't what I'm supposed to do, what's next? And I had to learn patience. So not only did I had to learn how to fail, because I hadn't really failed in my business before. My big challenge was running a growing, successful business. And I didn't know how to deal with failure. And I didn't know how to deal with losing my identity, because that's who I was. I owned the company. I was this designer. And I had to learn patience.
So has this happened to you? I mean, did you feel a failure? Did you feel
Yes.
that you lost your identity? Who am I now? That,
absolutely. If I'm not supposed to be doing that, what the heck am I supposed to be doing? It consumed such a big part of my life. My family, my marriage, everybody knew that they came second to my business. And a lot was sacrificed for it, and I didn't really always like the person that I had become. And so when I walked away from the business, I had a chance to almost like figure out who I really was as a person. And without a payroll to meet, and without employees or a bank loan or customers, I had none of that. And I kind of went on an inward journey, and it took me 3 years.
We're going to take a quick break now, and when we come back, I'll be speaking more with Linda Lundstrom, Canadian fashion designer. So stay where you are. Welcome back to Extraordinary Women TV. I'm Shannon Skinner, and I'm speaking with Linda Lundstrom, a fashion designer and Canadian icon, and having a very inspiring story. So you're doing some work with the Aboriginal communities.
Yeah. Well, when I had my company, we always gave to the community in terms of, donations or clothing and time. And I've always believed that the heart and soul of a company are the things that it does for no commercial reason. So I went into business feeling like I had a responsibility not just to my customers and the company, but to the community. And when you have a successful company, people are always asking you, organizations, worthy organizations, can you help us? And I was a bit overwhelmed by, I felt like I was spreading myself too thin. So I just said, okay, what is it that my life experience has delivered that I have a real passion for? And I grew up in northwestern Ontario in a little place called Cochenour. And a large part of the population were Anishinaabe, First Nations people, upon whom the gold mines were built on their ancestral land. And when I grew up in Red Lake, I witnessed racism. I grew up in a racist community and witnessed all kinds of injustices against the First Nations people. That's why now, with the whole Idle No More movement, I am on Twitter all the time going, Idle No More, and Chief Teresa Spence, and thank you on behalf of all Canadians to the Idle No More demonstrators, because they are the caretakers of the land and this earth that is so precious. So I've had a passion for advocating on behalf of First Nations people for probably 30 years now, at least since I had my children, because I wanted the racism that I grew up experiencing and being surrounded by not to pass on to my children's generation. And I felt that I had a responsibility and to make a difference. And when I had my company, I had all kinds of initiatives. As a public speaker, my honoraria went to a fund that I established up in Red Lake called the Kishik Fund, and we used that money to bring awareness of Native culture into the classrooms in the community, and it funded all kinds of things like the Trappers Festival, anything to pay tribute to Aboriginal culture. And it was always something that I did, but I sort of squeezed it in between and around. Now, I'm really focusing on that, and it's really, really cool. I can help these people by supplying them with really good materials and even scissors and threads and all the things that they need to be able to express their culture through their art and their beautiful beadwork and their beautiful regalia for their powwows.
So for anyone who wants to find out more about your new line, your new fashion line, more about you, where on the internet can they go?
Well, I have two websites. One is designedbylindalundstrom.com, and the other is lindalundstromworks.com, which is my consulting company and advisory company. I work with other companies to help them create products that they want to put their names on. And I'm on Twitter and Facebook and
so
LinkedIn.
Lots of different places to find you.
Easy to find me.
Well, Linda, I have enjoyed this time with you and getting to know you better. And thank you for coming and sharing your story. And I know that it's going to touch the hearts of people out there. So thank you again, and I wish you all the best. And thank you for letting me wear your clothes. I really appreciate it, and accessories. Love it.
Yeah, you look gorgeous.
Well, thank you. Well, if you are interested in transforming your life, I hope these stories have inspired you. You've been watching Extraordinary Women TV. I'm Shannon Skinner. See you soon.